So, picking up where I left off with yesterday's post on sleep structure, today I'm going to talk about is the link. This entire week's series on sleep is building to and will build upon. And that is that there is a tight loop, a link, direct causal between your metabolic health and sleep. And it's not one directional, it's bi-directional. It's your metabolic health influences your sleep, and your sleep influences your metabolic health. The most studied aspect of this is the degradation of. So we've got really good studies that show that sleep deprivation, so parents or adults who study, we're restricted to between 4 and 5 hours of sleep a night. Study, and they found there's a 30% increase in insulin resistance as a result of sleep deprivation. No change to diet, no change to exercise, just restricted sleep. And the cascade for that is restricted sleep elevates cortisol, causes your liver to increase the amount of glucose that is flowing around your system. So glucose flowing around your system is the increase of insulin that your system is trying to control. That's sustained over a period of time. It's to insulin resistance and basically put these adults towards pre-diabetic status just by restricting their sleep, by changing their diet, and changing their exercise. The key thing and the interesting thing is that the relationship is bi-directional. So for send caregivers, we've already spoken about how I know from said child that sleep is not something directly from quantity of sleep. It's not something necessarily control. We have intermittent. We have it doesn't go to sleep in the mornings, but get up stupid early, etc. You can't punish them for what you call their forced routine, because that means dysregulation of balance. And it's not tantrums for tantrums' sake, it's their sensory issues, their overload that comes into play. You don't punish that. It's a way to deal with it. And so sleep is very difficult for us to figure out, but knowing about that bi-directional loop, what we also know is that there are things that you can do to improve your metabolic health. And if you improve your metabolic health, you improve the quality of your sleep. The sleep that you do get tends to be beneficial. Quality of it. And that is incredibly empowering for a send caregiver, because hyper-focusing on sleep when it's not something that you can control is not really helpful. It's not really beneficial. It causes anxiety. It causes stress. In fact, it's counterproductive, in my opinion. And so I would advocate that you focus on your metabolic health, and this series covers 5 pillars, 4 of which are not sleep. So there are 4 other levers that you could pull to improve your metabolic health, which will help you get better quality sleep when you do get to sleep. There's also things that you can do to protect your sleep hygiene, to protect the quality of the sleep that you do get. And we'll get into some of those in tomorrow's post. But the point of today's reel is just to highlight that that relationship between sleep and metabolic health is a bi-directional loop. They impact and feed off of each other, both negatively and positively. If you degrade sleep, you degrade metabolic health. If you degrade metabolic health, you degrade sleep. But if you improve sleep, you improve metabolic health. And likewise, if you improve metabolic health through the other levers that we're going to be exploring in the series that I'm doing, you can improve the quality of the sleep that you do get. And for send caregivers, that is a powerful lever, because that is something that you can pull, that is something that you can work on. So stick with us. We'll continue to explore the levers that you can pull, things that are within your control.